Hello, I'm Annaliese Avery. When I first started my career as an artist at Trinity, I was almost directionless. I knew I liked art and I wanted in design aspects, but I didn't know what I wanted to make other than pretty things. I started out in beginning graphic design and created a few adequate projects, including the Zest brand. The Zest brand is a cosmetic brand using lemons and lemon oil and ended up looking pretty but seemed a little insignificant. It didn't have the meaning and relevance in the world that I was looking for. The next graphics project is my toilet paper project called Listen. It is about sexual assault victims and hearing their voices. I did an ad campaign and printed toilet paper with quotes and statistics about sexual assault. Around the same time, I was working on my trap cat. I was thinking about my own experience with sexual assault and decided to make art based on that. I was really inspired by a peer's work at the time, Jacob Boglio. I loved his use of color and movement. I especially liked his piece called Summer Bruisin'. The color palette and unfinished canvas really inspired me to make similar work. My first piece from the Trap Cat was called How Could You Let This Happen? It is about how I could let someone do that to me. The color scheme is mostly drab and stormy tones, but there's a strip of yellow underneath it all to symbolize kind of hope. The black string is about this experiences that have trapped me in a state of mental distress, and the drab colors represent my depressed and anxious feelings, but again, the yellow is there to symbolize like moving forward. The other piece of the Trap Cat is called How Could You Let This Happen? Again, same name. The piece is about my feelings about society and the world. It is a messier and less pristine piece than the first one. The mess and the dark colors show my utter disappointment about how the world has treated men and women up to this point. Men are taught to be masculine and take whatever they want, and women are taught to be docile and compliant to men's needs. At this point in history, men should know that taking without permission is wrong. Taking it without permission is sexual assault, and they need to reap the consequences. After the show, I had a mental breakdown and dropped out of school for a semester. I wasn't creating much, I was trying to heal my mind. I did save up and buy a camera to take pictures of bees, as you can see. So, there's this one of the bee, there's this one of buds, and this one of daisies. And they were all sort of looking to nature to heal some wounds. After the summer, I was looking for what I wanted to do in life and decided to go back to Trinity and pursue design. I made a magazine about living ethically, and I was interested in the line drawings and delicate forms of the magazine. I thought this was what I was going to do for my senior show, but it wasn't fulfilling for me. It wasn't the type of work I wanted to do, and I decided to change my direction to studio art, specifically painting. I missed my work with paint and more physical media. So earlier this semester, I did some research on other ways of making paintings. This one by Simone, called 49 Abstract, really interests me because of its colors and shapes. I love the mustard and the blue together. I also like the clean shapes and the lines. I then looked into color schemes using oil pastels. So here's the first one and the second one. I then did a few studies of what my paintings might look like. I experimented with different colors and shapes. There's this one. These three are more clean. And then this one has more organic shapes. Again, organic. Different color schemes. After this experimentation, I just kept being inspired by the messier, less perfect paintings, such as Flirt by Helen Frankenthaler, and Roll With It by Pamela J. Bates. Using the inspiration and ideas I've gotten from these works, I decided to pull back around the type of work I did during my Trap Cat. I wanted to create large, expressive, messy works. I want to document my emotions on the canvas as a sort of self-portrait through line and color. The piece I've started has a light-hearted quality to it. The peach is warm and inviting. I've done studies to try to work out the composition of the piece. So here's the first one, second, third, fourth. They all experiment with different shapes and colors. I ended up putting another light peach over the original one just to make it look a little more cohesive and more full covered. Then I added purple organic shapes as a metaphorical representation of my boyfriend and I. Then I added the blue shapes on top. I did this painting about our relationship because he has been the major factor that helped me through my PTSD because of my sexual assault. His constant support and love have allowed me to work through anxiety and depression. He has been there through all of my struggling. He has helped me to heal and come to a place not of fear or hate, but of acceptance, both of myself and others. In the painting, the blue covers the purple because he has always been close to me when I was struggling, and he always protects me. This painting is not finished. It is a part of a 2-painting plan that I will have at the art show in the fall. Throughout the summer, I will be finishing these paintings for the show. Thank you.